morning, everyone, and welcome to the final day at the 2021 Games for Change Festival. If you haven't seen me before, I'm Susanna Pollack, president of Games for Change, and I'm being joined by my colleague and friend, Raul Carvajal. Hello, Raul.
Hello, welcome. Good to be here. Thank you for joining me on this stage here.
Oh, I'm very happy. You know, you guys might have seen Raul moderating or introducing sessions. He's also running around, acting as our festival producer, making sure this whole event goes smoothly. But you may not know, Raul is also part of our XR for Change initiative, and he is leading the program. And I thought maybe you could talk a little bit about what that program is.
Yeah, I mean, number one, I'm just so honored to be helping to shepherd this initiative. Obviously, we started in 2017. The mission was always to start folding in more immersive technologies, and it's been really awesome to help that these last couple of years, particularly just thinking about the work and the creators, right? And helping to build more of a community of practice that everyone can join into, and that's only growing. So I'm excited for the year ahead.
Yeah, that's really great. You know, when you talk about community practice, you know, that's was kind of really been at the center of what Games for Change has been doing for the past 18 years now. And to apply that, you know, I guess that approach to building this cross-sector community in the XR space that includes the developers, the creators, but also the researchers and healthcare people working in this space, how XR is used in education. I mean, that's kind of the approach we're taking.
Yeah, and ultimately we're sharing a platform, right? And we're so excited to have featured some great talks, even over the course of the year outside of the festival. Mostly through our Talk and Play series, where we host panels around really specific issues. The last couple that have really impressed me have been the Black Visions and Black Voices panel, which was so great. The APIA Narratives to the Front panel as well was such a great opportunity to hear from some of these creators. And we've got some of those folks at the festival again. So it's great to even be sharing that platform once again with them.
When we host this event in person, typically we have the XR for Change Summit like on its own day.
Right.
But for our attendees, you've seen that we've woven in the XR for Change programming throughout the schedule, which hopefully you've all had a chance to take a look at. Really, really talented people doing impactful work.
And over the course of the last year, right, we've been doing everything virtually. So it's been much less of an opportunity to get hands-on and actually get people in headsets, unfortunately. But we're looking forward to the fall and getting that opportunity once again. But that being said, we've had a really awesome turnout for some of these virtual events, specifically even thinking about the virtual XR Brain Jam, right? Which we did in 2019 in person.
Well, that was like the third year we did it in person, right? And so what happened this year?
This year was very different. So we did it virtually, and it was a challenge to think through how we might not only do the same thing, but also transform it to include more international audiences, more international participation. So we brought together researchers and subject matter experts, paired them with XR developers, and the challenge was really to understand over the course of a week, how can we get these folks to start building prototypes that are applicable to research interests? And it was such an awesome time to see these folks really just tackling a whole breadth of issues.
So what about the scale of it? Did it end up growing?
Totally. Yeah, so it was our biggest XR Brain Jam ever. I think we had upwards of 80 participants in 13 teams. And
from multiple countries.
From multiple countries. And we saw some of those. Some of you may have seen that XR Brain Jam roundtable yesterday where we featured some of those folks. And of course, we've got the expo where we're featuring that work as well. Yeah,
so definitely you should check that out. And we'll be tracking these teams to see what happens with their projects going forward. So we're going to be starting and closing the day with some great speakers working with XR applications. Connor Rusomano will be closing our festival tonight with his talk on Open BCI. That's at 6:40 p.m. Eastern, so make sure you guys do tune in. And Raul will be talking a bit more about our opening session in just a minute.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the things that happened at the festival the last 2 days. I'd love to hear your thoughts about some of your favorite sessions.
Oh, geez. Okay, well, how can I pick? There's so much great content, right?
Awesome.
We have a reputation for hosting so many people over the course of the last 3 days. I think we had something like 76 hours of content, including what we've got today. If I had to pick, the Advancing Indigenous Futurisms was such an amazing roundtable on day one. Just so thoughtful. The creators have been really frank and open and honest about their perspectives, and it was really refreshing to me, honestly. And it's such an underrepresented group historically at the festival, and we're excited to be featuring more of that.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we were able to put that together. Who did we work with?
Yeah, so
curate that?
big shout out to Miranda Dew, associate producer at Treyarch, who helped curate that entire Indigenous Creator Spotlight series. Really spectacular working with her, and we can't thank her enough.
I'm going to pick some favorites,
Okay.
if that's
What do we
okay with
got?
you. So I don't know if you were able to check out yesterday at the end of the day, we had a session of students presenting their TED Ed Talks based on raising good gamers themes. And it was amazing. And we had just 5 young people. I think there was a 14-year-old and a number of people in high school. These kids are so thoughtful and talented and have amazing ideas. It was a great program. We ran this program for 30 young people to run TED Ed Talks and to learn how to communicate their ideas. And we are going to continue this program and give kids a platform, right?
Amazing.
Give young people a platform. Kelly Dunlap's session was amazing.
Yeah.
She has a lot to say, and I do hope we can feature her more in the future. She filled that 20 minutes and could have gone on for hours. Grace Collins and Quill Collett, I mean, how amazing are they? Really, really, really terrific developers. The work they're doing, including trans representation in games, really, really strong. And of course, the Meet the Funders sessions are amazing. I think we've got 4 more going on today.
Yeah, more popular than ever. We've got so many folks in those rooms meeting with funders, and it's been really great to see some of the questions and opportunities that folks are highlighting in those.
Yeah, well, we can talk forever on sessions,
It's
and there's
true.
so many good sessions coming up. But we have to get ready for our for the new speakers of the day.
Right.
So before I do that, though, I do want to just acknowledge our sponsors and the industry and the people that are supporting this event. As a reminder, it's because of their support that we've been able to make this virtual festival free for everybody attending. We've got some great support from the industry. I think it's just remarkable that companies like Facebook Gaming and Epic Games, Niantic, Ubisoft, the Entertainment Software Association, and Unity are supporting us as major sponsors this year. And then we've got our international delegations like Gaming Malta and the U.S. Embassy in Kiev, and other government support, including the U.S. State Department, the Global Engagement Center, the New York City Mayor's Office of Media and Entertainment, and even the New York State Council for the Arts. And then we have community partners who have either contributing to us to financially make this happen or helping us in other ways. They include Evil Geniuses, the XRA Association, Manticore, Shell Games, CMU's Entertainment Technology Center, and the VR AR Association. So thank you all for supporting us, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
And it's spectacular. We're really honored to have the opportunity really to elevate so much of this work, not just a jam-packed slate of speakers and talks and sessions, but also the support from the community. So thank you, everybody.
Absolutely. So I think it's time. Why don't we start our first session? And I'd love to invite you to kick it off for us, Raul.
I'll do that. So the next few talks will be covering African games, technologies, and experiences. Our first session will feature a conversation between Judith Okonkwo and Tokes Bakari. Judith founded Emisi 3D, an XR lab in Lagos, which builds an African ecosystem for XR technologies and connects XR communities across the continent. Judith is also the creator of the Oriki coaching model and co-founded We Will Lead Africa. Tokes is a teaching fellow at the Harvard Graduate School of Education, where she's focused on emerging technologies in education. She is also a consultant for the Inclusive Education Thematic Group at the World Bank and sits on the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee for Boston VR. Today, they will be talking about Autism VR, a virtual reality game teaching people how to interact with autistic children in Nigeria. Please welcome Judith and Tokes.